Stray Kids know better than most what it takes to overcome sudden, earth-shattering shifts in circumstances. How alchemy takes place in the quiet strength of letting go and resilient beauty of following your heart. It's the week of Levanter's release in the rewatch. It's December 2019, and we're not just at the end of a turbulent year for Stray Kids. We're finally seeing the final piece of the Clay series fall into place. Listening to the messages the kids have folded into their music and witnessing them live it all out in real time, too. Our week starts out with the last remaining teasers before Clay Levanter's release. The kids have been sowing a little bit of chaos in Stayville with their Twitter Q&A sessions, and two final music video trailers dropped, one for Levanter's title track and another for You Can Stay, which honestly takes everyone by surprise. This music video is full of footage from the kids' first District 9 Unlock World Tour dates, moments that are still very emotional and fresh in everyone's minds, including the kids. We're headed into Levanter's release with those feelings close to our hearts. But we're also moving into this moment feeling a lot of pride, because the kids performed on Immortal Songs 2 this week, where they covered 2PMs again and again, showcasing their talent and versatility, but also Chan's production skills, as he dropped live beats on stage for this intro. Stray Kids are evolving in real time. They're letting go of what's past and embracing the path ahead of them. That path, of course, is one where Stay is walking alongside them, which is why they came together for an OT8 live just before the new album was set to release. Later that night, after Stay had time to take in the full album post-release, Stray Kids wound down for a cozy new bunk live. Even though comeback schedules are impossibly tight, they still made this moment feel like it was suspended in time. There was talk of the album, of course, but also sweet reflections on the year behind them, fish cake soup ASMR, and hilarious realizations about who had been stealing whose toiletries since forever. It was a place Chan said was for Stays to drop their worries like an anchor. From there, Stays met up with Stray Kids in After School Club for an hour of shenanigans and cheered them on as they performed on music shows. By this point, Stays are more than familiar with the non-stop schedule of a Stray Kids comeback, but they also couldn't deny that this one felt different. There was a thread of vulnerability being woven into Levanter's release. One passed back and forth between Stray Kids and Stay. We talk a lot about the infinite power source that sustains the energy between Stray Kids and Stay, but there's actually much more to it, because we pass more than just energy between each other, and in this moment, vulnerability is something that was much more amplified. Stay's worry about Stray Kids, always, but especially in this moment, and Stray Kids worry more about Stay than they do for themselves. Even though that worry is bolstered by everything else that's passed back and forth in the mix, like reassurance and love, it creates its own tender-hearted infinite loop. So you can imagine the panic that would have set in as a notice was sent out starting with the words, "Hello, this is JYPE." Only this time it was a notice that Han would not be participating in events outside of Levanter promotion. He had left a fan sign early this week and posted an apology for it on Instagram, but this notice made it clear there was a bigger issue that had been going on for some time. Han had been struggling with anxiety, especially in crowds, and it's more than understandable that he'd come to a point where pushing through wasn't sustainable anymore. The team made the right choice, giving him space to process things, but Stay's worried. It just can't be helped. Stayville sent our Jisung all their support and love, of course, trending tags and applauding the decision to let him take better care of himself. But this was a moment of legitimate, deep concern in the fandom. Stays really only knew they didn't know how hard Stray Kids had been working, and they had to wonder if it was all too much, if the limits were actually being reached. Vulnerable uncertainty became something Stray Kids and Stay carried together, because the truth is, no one knew for sure that it was all working out. All Stray Kids and Stay had was their hearts, leading them down the path of their new beginnings, and each other. Stay might have been feeling wobbly, but fortunately there was an alchemist in their midst. Someone who knew you could transform an hour of music and chit-chat into a place where worries are dropped like anchors and calm reassurance forms amidst chaos. And we'll be joining them to work a little alchemy ourselves too this Sunday, November 10th at 11 p.m. KST to rewatch Chan's Room episode 50, sending support and love from a time and place where we know it all works out. I'll see you then.